Welcome to the party, pals. So right out the gate, we're going to go through this introduction here. I already dropped the open stage link if anybody does want to come backstage. This is our Friday AMA. Let's see here. So we're just going to spend roughly the next hour or so just socializing, networking. Maybe we'll dig into a couple things if you guys have any ideas or otherwise. And we'll get into that here in a moment. I do want to mention, like 8-Bit mentioned, is they got about 30 minutes to tune in and listen into the stream today. And I just really want to throw it out there on the fact that it's a huge honor to get everybody's time. So not only am I extremely honored and it's such a pleasure to be able to get so many people together and so forth, but then also each and every single one of you guys have an impact on the community itself. Study GRC is Study GRC because of the community. So every one of you guys make a difference on that. So even if you could only pop in for 30 minutes or whatever it is, it still makes an impact there. So it's all about that mission. So, and that leads us into here. So we're starting out every single video with, why are we even doing this? Why stream 5 days a week? Why meet up? Well, it's to break down barriers, foster collaboration and community, working towards a more secure future in a really good learning and growing environment. All of us really have that really good shared mission values. What's the blue star in the handles about? I want it to. The blue star in the handles about. I am not sure what you mean by that. If you could go ahead and clarify that question, AB Showtime. All right, so let's go ahead and progress. So like I said, eventually I'm going to get around to taking this section out, but Monday, Tuesday is our GRC hands-on. Next month is going to be packed with the policy development. Wednesday is our GRC Let's Get Technical. Thursday is our primary meeting at 6 p.m. Central. And then Friday, today, is our AMA open stage format, more to just network, socialize, on a live stream together and so forth. Some of the guidelines, if you guys do choose to come up on stage, which I highly encourage you to do so if you can, you do not have to turn on your video. Whether you're on stage, you're in chat, definitely feel comfortable to drop any questions that you have. If I don't know something, I'm sure somebody either in chat or somebody else that we know would be able to answer your questions for you. If you would like to drop your social links, such as your LinkedIn, hold on. Well, that's weird. Let me go ahead and change this around. Bam. It just completely took me off stage there. So as I was stating, is if you guys would like to drop your social links, it's highly encouraged as well. We all want to network, grow the community itself. And the best place to do that is inside of our Discord server. So go ahead and head on over to the Discord server. Inside of the live chat, you'll be able to drop your links. It's highly encouraged. Of course, don't spam it with anything nasty or otherwise, but definitely share your social profiles. GRC Mafia. And then, especially for this AMA open stage format, certainly drop resources. What are you guys working on? What are you studying? What are some of the different useful resources you guys have come across? That's a really big focus of what today's meeting is about, just that social aspect. If you do happen to share something that you don't want to be public, just reach out to me on Discord or LinkedIn, or you can also contact me at contact@studygrc.org. And then also go ahead and check out B-Dubs. So B-Dubs, BritWhite.io, not only is she publishing an article every single Monday, which now has videos attached to them for read along, but also in the chat, you'll see the CISSP study group that is ongoing. So I believe we're going to be moving on to, what is it? Session 4 already? So yeah, that's going to be going on for the next few months. Absolute great value, no matter where you're at in your journey. It's really great value add right there. So going through the different topics and then following the session, then we hop into Discord and just talk about it even further in a non-recorded, more casual format. And then we also got our website here. studygrc.org. This is where you could find the rest of our platforms. We also stream to like Twitch, X, LinkedIn. We have our Discord server, of course. We also have our calendar, which is going to provide you the most up-to-date information on what's coming up. And then also our resources page as well. And I'm always looking to further expand that resources page. Now, I put this little note up in the top right for the sponsor slots. We are looking for sponsorship and so forth for additional value add to the community and keep doing what we're doing. But also we have the giveaway as well. So if you're not aware, inside of our Discord server, every single month we do a giveaway. This month it is with HIPAA Cow. And I'll actually go ahead and transition and pull this up real quick. So if you head on over to our Discord server, you can join, no cost or anything else, no strings attached. You don't have to share it or any additional steps. You just hop into our Discord server, head on over to the giveaways, and you click participate on that giveaway. And then on our last meeting of the month, it will automatically pick a winner. And so this is what is actually part of the giveaway this month. So HIPAA Cow has a virtual conference coming up April 10th and 11th, where they're going to be talking about all kinds of awesome stuff. So yeah, there's like a whole thing about, they have AI in here. It is going to largely focus around that healthcare aspect, but there's a lot of good information, just like HIPAA risk assessment tabletop. Day 2, I noticed some pretty awesome stuff as well. The state of privacy and security, part 1 and 2 on day 2. The underbelly of artificial intelligence, what to know and be concerned about, closing remarks. So there's going to be some, I could see it being a little bit spicy, to be honest with you. I like the topics, so I'm looking forward to it. I will personally be attending these. Thankfully, it does not conflict, so that's a benefit. Let me go ahead and transition this over. Bam. I'll go ahead and be front and center. I don't care. So many awesome people popping in. So let's see. Oh, it looks like B-Dubs popped in. I think B-Dubs can pull herself up if she wanted to come up on stage. Cybersecurity, which let me know whenever you make your project public or up on GitHub or otherwise too. And Cybersecurity mentions the memberships. So we've been going through and just gifting those out and so forth. So we reached a point with YouTube, thanks to the community, of course, community built, community driven, where we were able to enable the memberships on YouTube. The main reason why we did that is because it gives us additional ability. Not only does that make YouTube like advertise the videos and so forth more throughout the platform, creating more natural traffic for us for the community. But then also you get access to emojis as well. And nonetheless, if you do decide to keep it going or otherwise, then it also just 100% goes back to the community. Everybody who has studied GRC is 100% volunteer and will be. So, bam. YouTube
and I'm
handles.
muted. 100% volunteer.
Yes. YouTube handles. What's the blue? Oh, the blue star. Oh, I get it now. Okay, so the blue star handles that you see on there, that's the badges for the memberships. That's what that is. So if you're a member, then you have the blue badge. If you continue your membership, there's like 12 stages or something like that. So after 1 month, then you get another color. After the next month, you get an additional color and so forth. The longer you are a member. That's what that is, AB Showtime. Now I get what you're putting down. Oh yeah, I think I'm the only person who dropped him yesterday, 8-bit. But absolutely no worries whatsoever. Like, yeah. Ranya's, absolutely just throwing me out there to the wolf.
Blame Chris.
Yeah. Yeah, and then CISSP session 4 is tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Central Time.
Do we have a sneak peek?
No.
What are we
not
talking about tomorrow?
What are we talking about tomorrow? I don't know. Putting me on the spot. Wow.
I know, right? It's not like you have a calendar or a whole web page.
No.
Yeah, here, let me actually pull that up real quick too, because you guys may not be familiar.
I have
So
a
not only is there a website for it, but then also a calendar, the invite for the Discord server, but then also a feedback form. So you could submit anonymous feedback to B-dubs regarding the sessions. And there's a resources page as well, where this is going to continually get built out for value add to the community.
So tomorrow we are talking about business continuity and enforcing personnel security policies. It's gonna be a fun one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's important at least.
It's all important. It's all part of the bigger picture.
Exactly. Let's see.
No, my current issue is I have way too many windows and tabs open.
PBO says that he's AWSing. Are you finally labbing? Finally, PBO? You've been talking about doing labbing for a while now. Let's go. Are you going to start streaming that 3 days a week again? Let's send it.
Well, he's studying for that CISSP too, remember?
Well, yeah, but that's been ongoing for a few years. Come on.
He's made a public announcement now. He's committed.
Some serious CISSP mojo.
Business continuity and personnel policies.
Oh, and look at that. CyberSater is going through and just outing himself right there. Self-doxed.
Love it.
And
I also love talking to people who aren't trying to sell me something.
Yeah, you know, it always makes it a little bit different experience when, you know, it's not, you know, pushing a product or a service or otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for becoming a member there, though, CyberCycle. I don't know how much you want me to disclose about your project, but it is very exciting. He is working on a project that he was talking about making open source to some extent. And especially in the GRC realm, like it's incredible. Nobody else is doing anything like it. A lot of time. AB Showtime. Hey, I am right there with you. I know, right? IKR. I learned yesterday what it meant. There's been live streams where I'm trying to learn this text talk. Like, it's not a thing for me whatsoever. I'm right there with you. Did you guys, this morning, during the jaw jacking, Gerry showed his browser tabs with about like, I think it said 42 tabs or something along those lines on just that one browser, by the way, just that one window. So if I get over like, I don't know, 12, I start getting worried. Let's see here. So we got a question. Hi guys, newbie here. Do you have any particular recommendations for GRC courses? I'm familiar with Unix guys, but at the moment I'm trying to avoid the $500 price tag. Oh boy, do we.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Did you want to take that one?
I'll let you take it.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's very, very, very easy and direct. First of all, great job at positioning the question itself. And yeah, you definitely came into the right community here. So I went ahead and dropped, the link should be popping into chat here in a moment. But so Gerry has his GRC Masterclass. And that would be my very first recommendation for multiple different reasons that I will go in very good detail for. Let me go ahead and get this pulled up here. Let's see, how can I do this? I'm like moving around browser tabs. So I've looked at the GRC mastery class from Unix Guy. I do think that it has some advantages, but the biggest issue that I have with it is the price tag. If you look around, there's a lot of different things that are out there. For somebody who's already planning to spend that kind of money, I would actually recommend a different organization that's like $150 more expensive, but you get like literally hundreds of additional hours worth of training and practical hands-on. However, I do not feel like it's a fair price. And oh, here we go. Bam. Now I got that figured out. So I'm going to drop this. It doesn't look like it automatically dropped it, but so I just dropped a link to this directly. So Gerry Auger, that is with Simply Cyber. And definitely check out the website. He does a daily cyber threat briefing Monday through Friday on YouTube, completely free. That's actually where Study GRC actually originated out of. And so he has quite a bit of extensive background. He's got his PhD in cyber operations. He's got a master's degree. He's an actual professor. That's actually what really drew me in, is because he's an actual professor. He works in academia and so forth. And he does an extremely a very good job at teaching, in my opinion. He can really word things in such a way, and also the format of the courses. And so if you take a look at this course, this is $150. So it is a fraction of that $500 price tag, but this gives you actual projects that you can work through. And it is literally for somebody who is like, hey, I want to get into GRC, but I don't have any skills to go off of. And it's like a primer course that covers a lot of the beginning basics here. The biggest thing that I would say is that if you're going to go through this course, it's just over 7 hours in length, but there's these practical labs that are actually in here, and you're not going to get the value that you would get unless you actually do the hands-on. I have unfortunately, there's quite a few people who will go through the course and they won't do the hands-on. I highly recommend going through, if you don't already have a LinkedIn. There's all kinds of other different recommendations we could throw out for you as well. But you can do these projects, and then you can actually publish that on your LinkedIn and be like, hey, check this out. I went through and I made this, risk register, or, I went through and rated these impacts in regards to the CSF 2.0 or the 53. So he has both of those right here for the bonus material. And so like the RMF is one of the frameworks that are out there, and that's a 72-minute video where he's actually outlining that. And you get all kinds of different bonus material with it as well, and a bunch of support inside of the Simply Cyber Discord. So this is a really good resource, but then also on our website, or I'm sorry, not on our website, but on our YouTube channel, we also have the playlist. I think I had a code for it, for the commands. But I'll go ahead and drop a link to this too, because we also went through and curated this playlist on YouTube full of this entire playlist is designed for somebody who's like, hey, what is GRC? I'm kind of interested, but I'm not 100% sold yet. And so this has multiple different videos, like what it actually entails, how you break into it. It also includes like a day in the life of, an entire talk on that. We also got PBO in here talking about what GRC is, and a breakdown from level effect for each domain as well. So that is a really good starting point. And I would recommend going through this playlist and then getting that GRC Masterclass would be my recommendation. And then at that point, you could really, you would really figure out whether it's a fit for you or not. And you would most likely start figuring out what facet you're going to actually go into. And network. So I know I kind of went on a tangent there, but yeah, I love that stuff.
Well, and don't just network, go make friends. And I will keep saying that.
I mean, you do have an entire blog on that for your zero cost, non-boot camp, no paywall.
No, it's a free boot camp.
Yeah. Let me find that. Oh, here it is. So that's where that's where it starts getting a little complicated, because you could go out there and get the skills, but it's also very important to go out there and network. And then you also have like job hunting skills that you might have to upskill on as well. I'm going to drop the direct link to this because this is a really great deep dive type of thing where, like, hey, go make a friend. This is the mindset. And then there's multiple other articles here as well, because there's go make a friend. There's also SMART goals. And then also Step Out of the Shadows are some of my favorites. But there's a bunch of other ones here too. And yes, I am picking favorites on your articles.
That's fine. Step Out of the Shadow will always be my favorite.
Let's see. I'm going back a little bit. So Jay, I hope that was enlightening a little bit. Let me know if you have any additional questions to that. 8-Bit mentions using more than one browser with a couple of VMs open as well.
Yeah, I said something about having too many tabs and windows open, and they've been loving that in chat. I'm not the only one.
You run Edge as a primary?
That doesn't sound like fun.
Are you joking? I really hope you're joking.
Who uses Edge?
Yeah,
not me.
I might not look at you the same again. I'm sorry, but wow. Let's see here. I'm catching up on chat here.
AB made a video on Step Out of the Shadow. I remember your video, AB.
Did he? I
don't remember
that one.
It was right after I published the article. He did his YouTube video talking about my article.
It's honestly hard to keep up with everything.
Oh, I know.
Oh, look at this. Are we going to get, eyesight on your project? I'm not putting you on the spot.
We can see you.
You're up on stage. Yes, loud and clear.
Oh, yeah. So you remember me? I remember y'all.
Oh, yeah. I
remember you.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I've been talking about your Obsidian project.
No,
the project. I don't know how strict your NDA is, so I didn't want to cross lines.
That was like a side project, so I'm pretty deep on the Obsidian.md stuff, probably like the past 3 years. So I don't know, it's like a little hobby now. I just do all sorts of stuff in that little tool. But yeah, I'm calling it Frameworker. It's just going to be a way to map notes to different cybersecurity frameworks, really. So agnostically.
Yeah, like you had sent me a couple screenshots of it as well. And I'm sure it is just a side project of yours, but I thought it was really neat. And that can actually be used as a really cool tool.
Yeah, it'd be hard because getting organizations to be able to use Obsidian, that's kind of difficult because it's like a local note-taking tool first. So not necessarily like a wiki, right? We've talked about that. But
well, and so where I see that actually being a huge benefit is actually for the DevOps. So for the actual developers who should be more knowledgeable on the frameworks. So yeah. You could even like utilize what you're building out there in order to be like, hey, this is what we need to implement out of this. But yeah, I think Obsidian's going to keep growing. And then also recently they took away their, license requirement for business as well, which was awesome.
Yep.
So
yeah, we use it right now where I work. We run it out of a network share, but there's a lot of issues if you run it in a network share because it's like an emulated file system. So it breaks some things. But there's actually, they posted all the companies using it too. Amazon has like 10,000 employees that use it. So
yeah, 8-Bit is also, he says, I love me Obsidian. Yeah, he's actually probably more involved with Obsidian than even you. Like,
you got a little digital guardian 8-Bit, but I bet he has one going.
Yeah, I don't think he gives himself enough credit for how much he's dug into it.
Yeah, I have seen his Obsidian.
Oh, now I want to. Now I want to know.
Putting 8-Bit on the spot.
Yeah, no, I got a whole. If people would be interested in it, I'm gonna post it at some point. I'm actually working on some template vaults right now, but one of them is like a personal branding vault. So I use it on my cybersecurity.com website, but it's kind of hard to do certain things when you use Obsidian Publish, and I kind of made a process for that. So, yeah, I might share that at some point, and it's a like easy button for.
Do you follow Graham Helton at all?
Mm-mm.
So,
oh wait, Mandiant? Where does he work?
Google.
I think. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I know him.
So like just the other, like he's been dropping all kinds of different knowledge bombs around Obsidian. Like he did a Python script where it literally goes through and makes pie charts over his notes and so forth in Obsidian. But then also just the other day, he also shared another one on LinkedIn and on X about like he did this whole Venn diagram inside of the canvas, on how you like the difficulty of a task and prioritizing tasks within Obsidian. And yeah, he's pretty involved with that too. He's dropped quite a few things. He also has an article out there on like how he, went through this entire, I would say it like a life's journey on how to even organize. So kind of insightful. It saves me a hell of a lot of time. So,
yeah, I'm hoping to do a talk on that at some point, is just how you can use Obsidian for different things, GRC, security, SecOps. Yeah, I did one where you could generate roadmaps from tasks in Obsidian too. I've built a lot of stuff in here over time, but
well, and like I do run the beta now, but I also heard that internal browser just finally got released to the stable. So that's a pretty cool benefit. And then I wanted to pull this up real quick. So Jay mentioned, thank you so much. Getting into this game is getting into this game a little bit later in life, trying to get my first job this year. So trying to become as competent and competitive as possible. Yeah, I don't think anybody here is gonna try to sugarcoat it at all. It's not easy, especially in this job market. It does depend on your area, your background and so forth, but in large part it's more of an employer market right now, which does make it a lot more difficult as well. Definitely get out there and network. If you're not in our Discord, I highly recommend it, of course, but then also there's all kinds of different like local groups is really phenomenal. InfoSec maps.
That's what I was going to say. So go make a friend. But not just one friend. Go make lots of friends.
Yeah, like Cyber Satyr over here, that was literally just some random stranger on the, sidewalk that we ran into.
Facts.
Yep, I remember that. That was pretty cool.
Literally.
You're like, hey, hacker jacket.
Yeah. I barely remember it, but hey.
Yep. Oh, I remember it. Yeah. Good times. Good times in Deadwood.
Yeah. No, they do a lot of good stuff. We have a local ISP here where I live, who's the anti-siphons come in there for a free class, like just a pay what you can. It's really awesome.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And like I recently talked to somebody else, I think it was Black Hills, that did like a free tabletop exercise with their organization as well. So yeah, they do some pretty awesome stuff. I did drop the stage link again if anybody else did want to come up. I also noticed this other comment here. Brexy mentions I am still a Notepad guy. Are you talking about the Notepad app?
Hopefully it's Notepad++.
I don't know if he's talking about paper or the application Notepad.
Pen and paper would be better than the application Notepad.
Hey, but there's no search bar with a paper one. That's my issue.
Yeah, but how good is Notepad when there's other applications?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That are free.
Yeah, I mean, I really did like pen and paper until I actually started really getting into self-study, and then that's when I just couldn't do it anymore. And digital notes really are just superior these days. It's really beneficial to be able to go easily search back through everything.
Yeah, that's the one thing that helped me transition, was just the ability to search it. I did have a very difficult time breaking from pen and paper because I'm a very kinesthetic learner, and so reading things and or watching things, it doesn't stick. But if I write something down physically, I will remember it better than just typing it or reading it or whatever.
Brexy, we're gonna have to have like an intervention with you.
And Edge.
I feel like you're just saying this stuff. I don't know if I'm believing you at this time. So you use Edge as a primary and old school Notepad.
You're missing out.
Are you like running it in compatibility mode or something? Like,
I mean, if you got good like folder structure, if your folders are structured well and you know where things are, it's fine, right?
I mean, probably running it in DOS too, right?
OneNote. They need to update OneNote. You know, if Microsoft would just put a
Yeah.
bit more money into OneNote, they could compete with Obsidian. But they just haven't put anything into it since like 2016.
I'll say that OneNote is better than Notepad.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel that's pretty true with a lot of their services, though, not just OneNote.
Facts.
Yeah, I had to write a Python script to pull out all of our OneNote stuff and put it into Markdown documents for Obsidian. So
We're in trouble
it's
now.
really hard.
I didn't even say 53 this time.
We
Everybody's
started
on,
talking about OneNote.
everybody's on punishment. I'm the oldest. I'm sending everybody to their room. Nah, what's up, everybody?
I'm in my room, PBO.
Facts,
Yeah,
facts.
yeah, exactly.
Now I'm gonna sit for the CISSP next week, then I'm gonna get on my CISSP.
Oh, I thought you were about to tell me your CISSP date when you were sitting for it.
Nah, come on, don't get too greedy, man. I'm old. I gotta build
You
up
gotta
to
get
it.
it
And
scheduled.
Hey, you have a public commitment. I'm holding you
do.
to it.
I'm there. I've been showing up. I haven't been late
You
one
have
time.
been showing up, but
I'm
we're
being
gonna
consistent.
we're gonna get you that certification,
I don't know.
2025.
I don't know. That's the big dog one.
Yep.
That's the big dog one. So
Well,
we'll see.
Yeah, and that was kind of my experience. Like, I went from pen and paper to Notion. I did attempt OneNote for about 10 minutes, and then I quickly went over to Obsidian. And that's been my primary for a while now. I barely even use the advanced features. Like, I barely use it.
I went pen and paper to OneNote for about 10 minutes also, and I've been in Notion ever since. I would love to learn Obsidian, but ain't nobody got time for that. Notion works. I love
It's
Notion.
hard to
I bet-
collaborate in Obsidian too. Notion's pretty good. I also use Notion on the side.
They should make a sync to Notion.
Yeah,
I've done that. I've done Notion to Obsidian sync, but going backwards, it's not easy. Like a two-way sync's really hard.
Yeah, 8-bit put on there. I do Microsoft Loops a little bit. I use it to, I guess, put all my stuff together to send to people. I just never thought about using Loop by itself. I use OneNote, Calendar, and all that kind of together instead of that Microsoft ecosystem for the old people.
Well, and that's the thing is if you're already in the ecosystem, you might as well. Like, Microsoft Loop really reminds me of Notion. It's really just a knockoff.
Okay.
So that's what it seems like.
I use it a little bit because I've been doing a Power Automate, and it flows into my OneNote. Then I can link all my third-party assessments together. So that's probably what I'll do, a lab in my course, put all that together for third-party assessment.
How does this make you feel, Cybersator? I actually don't have a way to organize
Oh
my
my
notes. I
gosh.
rarely keep them. So Notepad is really just for quick text here and there.
I think Brexy is messing with us.
And Brexy's been around the block.
I know.
So
I think
yeah.
Brexy's
I mean,
messing with us.
I've seen graphs where it's like the beginning of the graph, it's like I use Notepad and don't keep track, don't organize anything. And then you get to the top and it's like I use Obsidian with all these plugins. And then you get back down to the master level, like where there's barely any people like that. And it's like I use Notepad and folders. So, I mean,
I need to
you
look
gotta
at it a
have
little more.
some structure. You gotta have some plan there.
Yeah.
That's always been my struggle, is the organization. And like I talked with 8-bit about this as well at a little bit of length, because like 8-bit went through like a very similar process with me where like once I got to Obsidian, I was like, how the hell do I even, like I originally had separate vaults for everything based on topic. And then I was like, no, this is just not effective. And then I started doing folders, and then even with the folders, that was a struggle and so forth. And at this point, I just ended up having like high-level folders and tags. So that's primarily what I run off at this point. And it's really beneficial being able to do that search. What about you, CyberCycle? What do you use for notes?
I just remember everything. So
you're like Brexy.
yeah, I remember the important stuff. Yeah. So no, I don't know. I use a hodgepodge. I don't do all the super visualization stuff, but I don't know. I'm cool with Notepad. I mean, if it's just something quick, but if it's something that I'm presenting, yeah, I'll do something more formal.
How do you know you remember the important stuff?
That is a great question.
Because it hasn't come back to bite you yet.
All right. Yeah,
That's what
I
we call
remember.
a key person dependency.
Right.
No, I never actually really thought about it that much. So I just get it done.
I do go back through and review my notes, or like once in a while I'm like, oh, what was that one article? Like I remember the topic, but I don't remember where it was. But it also primarily, it just helps me remember things better. So when I'm going through and studying, it's more for, there's words for that, but words are hard. So yeah, for reinforcement. And Brexy's not lying. Well, now that you got CyberCycle over here vouching the same thing, like, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how
Living
y'all
off the
survive.
land method.
Right here.
Yep.
I think living off the land is like if you were using Vim or something for your notes.
Come on.
It's like live in the moment method.
Bam. I'm so old. I still use VI. That's how I still use VI. That's how old I am.
There we go. I will show you this much. So writing things down. So this is when I took the CISSP. This is just one of a couple of books, but this whole guy is full of notes. So I literally write things down constantly.
Was that like for a certification or study?
CISSP when I did all that. Yeah, it's prepping for that and the CCSP. But yeah, so here's all the ISO 27,000. I mean, I must have 100 entries here because I never knew. You don't know what's going to be asked on the test. So yeah, I've got 2 of these full. Yeah. So.
Bam.
I have a few notebooks like that for my Security Plus. I'll still pen and paper then.
Yeah, and I also wanted to shout out Brian over here, over on LinkedIn. So if you can come on over to the YouTube side. The chat usually works a little bit better. LinkedIn is pretty sketchy, unreliable, bad. But then also you're welcome to come up on stage too. So you had mentioned in a previous, I typically wouldn't disclose it, but you mentioned it before in the live stream that you are like on the IT side trying to get into the InfoSec. So yeah, awesome dude over there. Oh my God, Slack, no.
No.
I hate that tool.
No. I was just telling somebody recently, I got, somebody wanted me to help with a project and they're like, oh, here's the Slack channel for it. And I'm like, nope, I'm good. I'm out. Like, just because I don't want to go there.
That is a slow drip for ADD, turning you into ADD. I mean, it's just, that is a shotgun blast spamming tool right there. I can't stand it. No.
What's your thoughts on that, PBO? Don't you use Slack, or are you just Teams? You're just all Microsoft.
Yeah, I'm just all Teams. You know, corporate world, the corporate indoctrination of corporate. You know, big boy. They just Teams it, so that's kind of why I'm in that Teams loop.
So does that mean you use Edge as well?
That's actually. I don't, but that's the. I don't want to say too much. That's the company default browser. But I'll kind of push. But the funny thing is, anything you use kind of Microsoft, they come up in Edge. Because that's their browser of choice. So I use it, but it's more of a viewer thing, right? So it's not like. So, but yeah, it's just that corporate foundation from Microsoft, and 9 times out of 10, if you go to corporate world, they in that Microsoft ecosystem.
Maybe it's just the younger generations that just have like long-term memory loss or something, because like, yeah.
My boss is like that because they're higher level of me. So a CY, they be having PSTs back from 1995. I'm like, I don't think we're gonna need those emails, big boss. I think
Oh.
it'd be good. But they keep them, man. They
PSTs. Wow.
But the cool thing about them though is, if I need something, I'll be like, hey man, I need you to get your PST. I sent you something. I need a CYA. So I'm not super organized. That's one of my weaknesses. I'm kind of like, give me the fire and I work on it type of guy. But all the big upper management, man. And two is, when you corporate America, especially in IT, I do a lot of the purview stuff where, if we get a legal recommendation, we got to go to your email, look for a couple keywords, batch it up, and send it out to the legal system. You think you're deleting your emails? Now, a purview is sending them back to the back end so we can go through them for FOIA requests and all that type of level of stuff, though. So shout out to FOIA. Got to give FOIA a shout out. Freedom of Information Act.
There's you guys probably never use. I mean, PBO, you might notice Lotus Notes.
Oh yeah,
you remember Notes?
I've heard of it.
That's my first bag. I used to do Oracle and send it to Lotus Notes, man. That was easy 6 figures in 2003. I don't think B-Dubs was born yet, man. 2003.
I was born in 2003. Come on.
I'm picking on you.
Come on.
But you got to remember, I got my bachelor's degree in 1990. That's how old I am. Bachelor of Science. Shout out to ComSci. I think artificial intelligence is about to kill programmers. That's all I see on YouTube. Programming won't exist anymore. So I don't know.
You should watch our live stream from last night, PBO.
Yeah,
so
we talked about it.
Shortened version of that in
I was listening. Maybe I dozed off. I was listening, but I was working too.
That would not surprise me if you. Yeah, there was an entire segment where we actually asked him. So he's in product security, has a large background with that. Went through on the development side as well, and great background and so forth. And we asked him straight up, like, oh, so you're not worried about AI taking over your job or these devs and so forth. And it was a really great conversation. That segment probably went on for 10 or 15 minutes.
I missed that one because I know he was giving he didn't call it a boot camp, but whatever he's doing it for, what was it, $25 or whatever it was last night?
It was a boot camp, PBO.
No, he called it, that was something else. He gave it a cool name.
It's
Cohort?
It's definitely
Cohort, yeah, Cohort, aka White Boot Camp, Cohort. White Boot Camp, Cohort.
Yeah,
well, I
should actually pull that up again here.
Yeah. I was listening. I missed that part though. I think I was studying.
I was listening to all of it, PBO. You missed a lot.
Studying while dozing off.
I'm old, man. I'm old. I'm almost 60. I need some rest, man. I need some rest.
You weren't studying the back of your eyelids, you think, maybe?
Yeah.
I was dozing off at my desk, man, looking like Al Bundy. I was feeling old yesterday.
That's quite the visual.
Facts, man. I went for a 2-mile walk. It almost killed me yesterday. I got to get in better shape.
Well, you've been getting after though, hadn't you?
Trying. It's warm in Indiana. It's supposed to be 70 today, so I'll probably get out there. But
That's
no,
nice.
a couple people asked me that. Do I think programming is going to leave? Nope. Do I think you're going to need a 10-man team? Nope.
Yeah, so I can go ahead and drop this information in chat again, but I did want to mention that. Chad Butler, who presented, he went off and did a 90% off. So a $500 course for $50. One of the big things I want to mention here is that he did position this on the fact that it's not for everybody. He also has that on his website directly as well. Like, this is designed for somebody who's like really actually getting into that DevSecOps and has some experience already, ideally. Although it is full of different information, lots of hands-on practical skills. And the biggest thing here is that it has the actual coaching calls and the cohort going on. So, I mean, for $50, I mean, come on.
I thought about it. I just don't have enough time, man. B-Dub's going to start giving me pop quizzes in a minute, man. I mean, any moment.
You never have enough time, PVO.
Yeah.
None of us do.
Always about time.
So, yeah, because my AWS certs are expiring. So I'm thinking I need to renew a couple of those.
Well, you could just get it renewed with the CISSP.
There you go.
No, AWS don't work like that, homie.
Really? You just have to pay them money?
You drink that Kool-Aid, you got to keep drinking it.
You got to pay that money and take that test. So, yeah, it ain't like continuing ed. Now, AWS, they like, you got to spin it up. But they, CISSP, they kind of messed that certification up. I'm not happy with them. I'm going to do a negative video on it. I'm not happy with them. So,
With AWS or the platform you're going through?
AWS. They took the labs out of the CISSP certification. I thought they should have left the labs in there. I thought they watering it down. They're trying to let too many people get certified. I almost said something, got in trouble. Let me back up and calm down. I'm very upset.
Oh,
gosh. But
yeah, that doesn't sound very PBO of you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do some. I've been studying, so I'm like, I'll probably sit for it real quick and jump on the CISSP. So
sounds like a plan. Sounds like you should start labbing.
I have been a little bit. I did a 3-tier VPC on AWS. Spun a couple of EC2s. Put an elastic IP on there so I can have a static IP for a web server if I wanted to. So that's not very secure. I should put it all in a private subnet. But just kind of walking through it. We'll talk about that too in the lab. Because once I get that set up, then I want to go through and stig it and GRC it and scan it and come up with some poems. And like B-Dub said, what does our coop look like in our business continuity if we need to roll over to another region? Because Cybersecurity took out the east-west region of Amazon. I have to go to the Midwest. So how can I do that automatically without getting out of bed?
Are you asking me right now, or is this hypothetical? Like,
I know how to do it. I'm a lab it, then I'm gonna show it.
Okay.
Very carefully.
I'm just making sure you weren't expecting me to answer right then.
No, I'm very direct. I say, B-Dub, I need you to answer this ASAP.
I feel like you definitely said that though.
No, I did not.
Just not the ASAP.
Probably not the ASAP. Sometimes I'm not as clear as I think I am.
You said I'm gonna ask B-Dubs or something like that.
Yep, I did say that. I wasn't clear.
I was getting ready to answer.
I'll be my guest. I don't want to hold you back. No time.
No, I was like, I don't know, PBO. I'm gonna have to take your lab to learn.
Yeah, we're gonna do some Route 53 fell over to different region. Do a active passive. So when the active down, it just automatically fell over to the passive. In the Midwest, up in Chicago, where I live at, it's been up.
I mean, I know about it, but I don't know how to set it up in AWS automated.
We can show it.
But I bet it's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's not hard. That's the cool thing about AWS. They make it pretty simple. The cool thing is, like my man was saying, I'm gonna put it in cloud formation, and you just run these scripts, and it'll build it out for you. You don't have to do anything but hit the button.
But you see, PBO, none of this makes any sense to me, and you don't have a course on any of this yet. Or
I know.
Live streams.
Facts. No, that's incorrect. I do. I have a bunch of AWS stuff. I probably got 40 AWS videos where I go over different services so I can understand them. So, you know,
I'd like to see you start doing some labs, PBO.
My playlist is very extensive, as you know. Very, very extensive.
815 videos last time I checked.
Facts. I've been in the game for a while.
So do you think you're always going to stick with AWS? I mean, that's your bread and butter, but do you have any interest in like Azure or anything?
I think everything's going to be multi-cloud. Even if you got AWS, you're still running Office 365 in that whole. And like half the times when you go AWS, you're using your on-prem Active Directory, sync it to AFDS, which is Active Directory in the cloud, to get a ticket. So you kind of need to master that so you can kind of get that single sign-on failure. So I think when you're at the top of your game and you're talking about making big money, you got to be multi-cloud, and you just come in and just giving everybody orders.
But that's just the big boys, right?
Well, I'm fat, man. I like to eat, so I'm trying to be the biggest dog on the lot, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially given your time and everything else, like.
Yeah, but that sometimes that hurts, man. I got a lot of bad habits, man. Y'all talking about Notion? Hell, I just got out for Notepad.
Oh my gosh.
So sometimes sometimes it gives you a lot of bad habits, man. So stuff.
Yeah, AWS isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, but I kind of grew into that, so But I brought a lot of my on-prem bad habits to AWS that I'm still trying to unlearn, man. Because a lot of that stuff, you just did it by brute force. The cool thing and bad thing about AWS and Azure, they got so many damn services, man. I was looking at it like we got the Kubernetes, we got the EKS, we got the gateway, we got the Lambda, we got 4 different flavors of Lambda. It's just a lot to absorb. And Cybercycle know this. When you get old, man, it's hard to absorb all that shit, man. That's a lot of stuff to be trying to memorize.
Yeah,
man.
It's like running around with a full cup of coffee sometimes. You got to be careful. It's going to spill out.
It does.
But I did think of an idea as you were going through that.
Okay.
is talk about labbing and stuff, like folding in some of the GRC stuff. So to his point, like, hey, we got a problem or something needs to be happening or whatever, go into configuration management and change management, walk through that process of instituting these changes and rolling them out. So if you want to kind of get your feet wet and, you know, get more comfortable with the process, maybe emulate that. It may be excessive, but it's actually part of it. You know,
No,
you just
I
can't,
think-
you just can't go out there and do it. You know, I mean, if you're in a work environment, but
yeah, and
Well,
two,
and
you
like-
can, but that's a resume generating
I
event.
probably have more experience on AWS, but like Azure, I think is going to take the market on it. But I hate the interface. I think they just made it way more complicated than it needed to be personally.
Yeah.
I think that one thing about Microsoft, I do hate them as the evil empire. They progressively get better with all their products.
And now we're going to get censored and, you know, oppressed
So-
again here.
Facts. So they're the evil empire, but their products over the years get better and better. CyberSecurity knows this. When it first came out, it was WordPerfect, Quattro Plus, and something else. They stitched that stuff to Excel, Word. It was a piece of crap, but over the years, it just got better and better, and they just took the market over. So,
Word
I mean, it sounds to me like he's
Wow.
Yeah.
moving away from all of it to Obsidian.
facts.
Yeah, go ahead,
Well,
Cyber.
I think their loop is gonna, you know, like they said, is in competition with Obsidian. Go ahead, Cyber.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you like you wanna jump-
Cycle was trying to say something.
Oh, I thought it was Cyber, man. He
No,
like
I've
he wanna
started
jump
using
in.
Loop actually. I think it's more so for some quick collaboration in one
Me too.
document. I don't think it's for organizing a full knowledge management system for a team or something. That would be more like Notion. And the thing that's kind of cool about Notion is if you go in there, there's a ton of templates that people share around too, and you don't really have to think about how you want to organize things. You could just copy somebody else's system.
That's cool. I need to look into that, but I don't know. I'm barely getting my OneNote and my loop down.
Yeah, and in Obsidian, when you download it, it doesn't have much on it. The core plugins are pretty simple. You can start off really simple and just have a space with only what you need, nothing more. So
the
that's why I
thing,
like
the thing I'm bad about Cyber, and you know, don't follow me on this. I try to use what I use at work, man, because I don't have many cycles left in me, man. So I want to make sure what I'm doing and what I'm learning, and I want to say play, I can transfer it right into business. So if I can't walk into work and try to use it, I don't have many cycles left. See, you young and handsome with hair, Cyber. That was me in 1990. My time's about up, man. So I do what I do. I can move it.
Yeah, with what you got, you could probably make work for the next 15 years.
Facts, man. I got to finish this course this weekend, man. But I'm late. So that's my goal. So we'll see.
All I'm saying is I heard word perfect in there, and I'm still sort of harboring on that.
All right, man. I thought it was better than Word, and Word killed it. But you know, that's hell, what 25 years ago?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it was perfect.
It was.
Word.
It was.
Word.
It was.
God.
What was it? Word. Quattro Pro
This
was
is exactly
Excel.
what you expect, you know, at a GRC meetup. Jesus.
Lotus.
Yeah.
Lotus Notes. Was Lotus Notes the database? Nah, what was the database?
No, Lotus 123. It was a spreadsheet. That was their
Okay.
IBM's
Yeah. What was the
product.
database back then? Yeah, it was. There was like a 3 thing.
DB2. They had DB2.
Yeah, but Microsoft took it over and knocked it all out the park. So, shout out to Microsoft, the evil empire.
Yep.
I'm a big Nardelli fan though, because him and Gates and Balmer hated Azure when he first spun it up. They were trying to fire him. So, shout out to him.
I mean, just look at how technology's improved since back then. Now we got now we got people watching YouTube in VR headsets. You know, 360 degree.
It's improved a little bit.
Yeah, I always keep joking. I said before I die, I want to get in a self-driving car and see a self-driving truck. Then it might be my time.
I still got enough years to where, you know, I'm gonna, you know, not take that risk. Not just yet. I think the self-driving is kind of interesting, and I have followed it a little bit. But yeah, no, I'm still comfortable. But I enjoy when I do drive. It's not an inconvenience to me to where I feel like I need software to do that for me?
Well, real quick, it's two things in there. For me is my mom passed away like 5 years ago. I had to take her keys, so we had a battle. So when I'm old enough and I can't drive, I just want to jump in the back of my self-driving car and I don't have to worry about it, right?
So now we're gonna have PBO running around in a Cybertruck or something like that.
So a self-driving car.
All the time.
PBO in a Cybertruck.
Take me to the grocery store. Then the other part is they want to make driving like a service because I did a video on self-driving trucks. Once you get to self-driving trucks, your Uber ride goes from $20 to $4 because of insurance and the liability of a driver. If you take it down to product insurance, so if I could get a $200 service and get anywhere I want in a month, would I own a car?
Yeah.
So that's
Probably not.
and like I said, I'm old, right? I just want to jump in the back. So
But you have to balance that risk too, PBO. Are you willing to put that risk on your life?
have you seen old people? Have you seen old people drive? Have you seen that old people drive B-dubs? I think you want the self-driving and not old PBO thinking he still got it.
I don't think you need to be 60. Old to drive bad.
It depends.
Yeah.
Bad drivers have nothing to do with age.
Yeah, no.
but the older you get, the risk goes up. If we're gonna talk about
age is only a number, and bad drivers do not
incorrect.
discriminate by age.
That is incorrect, B-dubs. I was trying to dunk.
You are incorrect.
That is incorrect.
I will fight you on this, PBO.
25-year-old PBO is different than a 58-year PBO.
I bet it is, but still.
So yeah,
bad drivers do not discriminate against age.
No, that's true, but
there's no ageism there, PBO.
It is because old people, your reflexes. You think you got? I know a lot of old people thought they had it. Next thing they know, they were in the ditch. So I just want to be self-reflective enough because most old people don't know they old and still think they got it. So
I mean, you're not wrong, but it's not true across the board. And I know plenty of people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, all the ages that cannot drive.
But let me add to this, and you're 100% right.
There's a lot of them in my area.
Let's put it like this: if you're a bad driver at 20, it's not gonna get any better when you're 50. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
No.
you don't get better.
Yeah. Well, and Jonathan, I think has a really good point here too. Is that non-self-driving will be like driving manual transmission in our lifetime, and that's what I see too. Because we already see like the self-driving taxis going into some of the major cities already. And I mean, I don't think it's going to slow down. I think it's just going to grow even more. There's definitely advantages to such. But yeah, I still feel it's going to take several decades, probably 2 or 3 decades before there's more self-driving than manually driven. Just primarily driven by cost, to be honest with you. So,
PBO, I got an idea for you, man. I just think you need to level up.
What am I leveling up to?
You need to level up, ride a motorcycle. That'll wake you up.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. Let's put the public at even more risk.
So it's funny you mentioned that. I was going to get a motorcycle. My uncle fell and tore his calf muscle. I was like, yeah, I'm going to give me a 75 caddy and call it a life. I'll steal. I'll steal around me, man. I'll steal 75 caddy. When I turn it on, I want to burn a gallon of gas, man. That's my dream car. That's my dream car.
All right, well, B-Dubs is going to have to hop off because B-Dubs has a 12 o'clock meeting to run off to.
Shout out to B-Dubs.
B-Dubs always running off.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Don't we got the what you call them tomorrow?
We have study groups.
Come on,
we're gonna wait till tomorrow to see me.
Yeah, PBO usually sleep on Friday. He'd be tired the whole week.
I'm streaming on Twitch later, PBO.
I don't do Twitch.
Well,
that's the old people.
That's a you problem.
That's what I'm saying. I see you tomorrow.
What are you streaming on
I
Twitch?
can pull that up.
Yeah, I have a stream at 1 o'clock Central Time with a really cool pen tester.
Shout out to pen testing.
Yeah.
Oh, is this based on your channel, your YouTube channel? Is it out there?
This is not going to be on my YouTube channel. This is going to be on her Twitch channel.
Her Twitch, okay.
Okay, shout out to B-Dubs.
I think
B-Dubs a specialized guest now. Shout out to B-Dubs.
I am the guest.
Shout out to B-Dubs. Special guest in the house, man. We got to put some respect on her name. Special guest.
Special guest.
Shout out
because I'm very special, PBO.
I
know
see
that.
You. We see you. Shout out to B-Dubs.
Yeah, we'll see you later, B-Dubs. Thank you. Yeah, we'll probably be bringing this to an end here shortly. I also want to like respect everybody's time as well.
Yeah.
You know, and it is Friday afternoon now. I mean, we made it almost through the whole week so far. But yeah, this is what B-Dubs was talking about here. And I can go ahead and drop the link to it.
Oh, cool.
So it's going to be on, I don't know if I want to say that on stream. Okay. I didn't look at the Twitch channel before. Wow. All right, B-Dubs. No.
What B-Dubs got going on over there?
But so ethical hacking, guess, and wholesomeness.
Wholesomeness. Oh my God.
And so I
we're
believe
gonna
that's at 2
we're gonna
p.m.
dive
Central.
into GRC in the ethical hacking, guess, and wholesomeness channel. Bring them some compliances, PBO.
Shout out. We got faith in you.
Oh, that's at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern. I mean 1 p.m. Central. I'm all messed up.
Time zones suck.
It's at 7 p.m. Central European time.
Y'all in Europe? What y'all doing?
Yeah. I got friends everywhere, PBO.
I see you.
B-Dubs is literally everywhere.
And
Yeah,
I have met this friend in person.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna start
Been all the way in Europe.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing
Easy.
stuff on a continent. I'm trying to keep up with you. I'm gonna start doing more continent stuff. So we'll see.
Continent stuff.
Yeah, continent. African. I get a lot of African guys reaching out to me. I'm gonna start doing stuff on the continent. That's what they call it. So I'm gonna start doing.
Yeah, now I'm late to my meeting now, PBO. It's your fault.
My bad.
But I'm
Send 'em
gonna
Just blame it on PBO.
send them my apologies. Send them my apologies. My bad. My bad.
Will.
See you tomorrow.
I'll see all of you later.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Later.
And then like as we start bringing this to an end and so forth, any final remarks or anything to add there, Cybercycle?
No, I'm just glad it's Friday. I'm glad to be here. But
Bam.
I now see this Obsidian thing, so I have something else to look at. So that's cool.
Hey, hit me up. I got tons of stuff.
All right, cool, man. I'm on your site right now, so I'm just. That's why I made a comment about the toilet repair. I'm like, man, this dude's got everything in there. So.
Yeah, not too much.
Not
too much. OSINT gold mine.
Yeah, that's cool though. Good job, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cyber. Yeah, he trying to trick me. I only got so many cycles, man. I'm trying to stay away from the city.
I got the CSF 2.0 pulled up in Obsidian right now in a graph format. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
There's a lot you can do in there. It's what you make of it. So
yeah, it sure is. Oh yeah, look at that.
What about you, PBO? Final remarks? Final last words?
Oh, like you said, happy Friday. Keep grinding. I'm old. I'm working on my AWS, about to slide over to CISSP, and I need to get with you so we can do that incident response with the stolen laptop exercise. I know you're waiting on me, so that's it, trying to get the course done. I appreciate you for having me up. Ping me if y'all need me. I'm old.
853 SME.
Facts for life. I like how you said you was going to put it on your ankles. I mean, you said you was going to put it on your knuckles, I thought.
How comfortable are you with FedRAMP assessments?
I'm very comfortable.
I know you made videos.
Yeah, it's just 53 in the cloud. I mean,
yeah.
What?
Yeah, I got to get you in contact. Somebody was asking about that earlier.
Yeah, just send them to. Yeah, just have them ping me on DM me on ping. Just tell them put your name in front, then I can push them to the top.
Oh yeah. Right.
I got a lot of people pinging me, man. I got a lot of people pinging me. Yeah, but yeah.
Your email responses 12 days later.
Yeah, that's why I told
backwards.
Pay attention.
My gosh, beating me to it.
That's why I told
past me.
That's why I told you have them DM me. Don't email me. Tell them to DM me if they're trying to get me.
Watch in Deadwood. I'm going to be bringing like temporary tattoos for our knuckles. NIST life.
NIST life. But yeah, tell them it's a ton of stuff out there on FedRAMP, but just tell them contact me. If they're trying to do a real FedRAMP, that's like 1,200 pages. But we can talk about it.
Yeah. Cyber Satyr, what about you?
Well, a lot of the stuff that you've been putting out is pretty applicable to the stuff I do every day. So just thankful for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep. Well, hopefully all that policy management next month helps out too. That's going to be honestly insane. We have like 35 different policies that we're going to assemble next month. And so we did have a poll for that on the weekend of the 22nd. I'll get those videos scheduled out. But we are going to do all of that. So provide a high level view of each one. And then the final result is the method that we're going to run with. So, and then all of that's going to be published out there. So
What framework are you using for your policies?
framework? Come on, PBO. Why do you have to make everything complicated? We're running off of the CSF 2.0.
Okay. I'm disappointed.
The
in you, but
little
okay.
brother.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
disappointed, but I'm
not.
okay. I'm disappointed.
I ain't got the time for that 53 yet.
Man, come on.
One day.
Come on, man. No, I'm trying. I'm gonna be nicer to CSL.
And then we're gonna bring Chris Helgato in and map it over to the ISO.
Yeah, I'm starting to give ISO a little more love. I see it mentioned a lot more in the United States corporations, which is kind of confusing me a little bit, but.
Honestly, it seems backwards because it was really huge. ISO was huge in Australia, and now they're converting to NIST, whereas in the US we're going vice versa now. It actually doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be that way because everybody's doing business across the world, so you have all these jurisdictional type stuff.
No, I disagree. We like the dollar's king, NIST should be king. That's my only pushback cycle. NIST king, dollar's king, NIST should be king. Everybody should be doing this, but
well, everybody should be doing a lot of things.
100%, 100%. That's my 2 cents. As I get old, I just say what's on my mind, man.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. But
It is
think
good.
You,
it is good. You're
are
right.
too indoctrined into NIST.
Oh, facts. That's my hammer, man. If it's a fly, I'm hitting it with NIST, man. If it's a fly, I'm hitting it with NIST. Facts,
Exactly.
Man. That's how you get paid.
You
You get paid for being a SME. Shout out to SMEness, but go ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot of money in ISO though. It pays when it's a paywalled framework.
What sucks? Why you want to do a paywall framework?
So and you could look back at the ISO video that we had with Chris Helgato, who ISO is his entire life. I hope he's in chat. Because the new ISO even started pulling controls directly from the CSF 2.0. Like it's becoming, they're just grabbing from NIST at this point. But hey, whatever, it is what it is.
NIST is doing the same thing. Their privacy thing, they kind of pull from GDPR. So everybody's trying to pull the best parts and make their stuff better, which is a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it, gets better, I guess.
Facts.
Eventually, hopefully.
I like for it to just finally come to a head and just be one, because it's just too much sometimes.
Yeah.
Overcomplicated and over-engineering, that's when missteps happen. And so,
I mean, there is a really good book that's on Amazon that lists out like 60 of the most common frameworks, and then in the very back they have like 300 other ones that you should look into.
Oh boy.
That's how much there's a ton of different frameworks and standards out there. It's insane.
Yeah. Pick a few and go with them. Pick a few and master them. That's what I tell people.
I signed up on NIST, their website yesterday, and they, of course, had a humongous tree of course, I do a lot of stuff, but everything out there is just amazing what they've done. And, so yeah. It sort of ran there after that IoT webinar I went to and stuff. It's, and the cyber trademark kind of stuff they're doing. And it's kind of neat that, they're making an effort and it's making sense.
That's cool.
Just scooting a little bit forward, but plenty of information.
Yeah. Thank you all for hopping up here on stage and giving your time, and everybody popping in on chat and so forth.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
I'll catch you guys next week. You guys have a great weekend.
All right.
Finish off the day strong.
Y'all too.
GRC Mafia.